So a couple of months ago, we talked about the All-American Rejects becoming cool to Zoomers, which was a really unexpected turn. It's because they started going on a house party tour alongside their arena tour opening for the Jonas Brothers. They were stopping by every city, and you had to be on a list of people that you get a text if they come to your city. They show up at someone's house or a bowling alley or some random venue and put on a show that's free. And people would show up, and it would be basically the only reason Gen Z left the house in their young adulthood. I was kind of heartened to see that because a lot of Gen Z was commenting on their house party tour saying, like, this is the type of thing that I only saw in movies. And I thought that it was a good idea, and it was good marketing, that's for sure.
Yep.
Now, other people have taken notice, including CEOs of record labels, and they're stealing the idea. MGK has just stolen the house party idea. He performed a backyard show in Columbus, Ohio, celebrating his release of Lost Americana, which is just the most like AI generated album title like ever in 2025. But he performed
fed
one
Lana
of these
Del
house
Rey
parties
and Ethel Cain into a generator, and this is what it gave
It's
him.
like Benson Boonifying MGK. So he has not received any heat from Tyson Ritter, the lead vocalist of All American Rejects, but he did speak out on the fact that big companies such as their former label Interscope, which is MGK's current label, they're taking the idea for their artists in a way that he deems inauthentic. And he said, just to clarify, this is no shade at any artist like MGK. This is more a slight to the big record company machine that's trying to replicate something that's been entirely organic while ignoring the purpose of it, which isn't to sell music. It's to to close a gap in the economic disparity where big ticket machines that are literally breaking antitrust laws of monopoly are gatekeeping, are being the masters of the entire ecosystem of concerts. So we're building a platform for artists to actually have access to their audience via the kind-hearted backyards of those that might be willing to get in front of their fans at an eye level. That's the conversation we're having here. So if you're at a big record company, quit copy-pasting our idea and do something to help bridge this horrible gap. He also captioned it, "Come on, Interscope, wake up, quit watering down the wine of hope, commodifying off the backs of other artists." So
Wah, wah, wah.
this guy thinks that he invented house parties or something. Like,
I will say though, like when you look at a picture of the band, like the lead singer Tyson Ritter looks like sad Glenn Powell, and the other three guys look like they're like those dudes who are still in their hometown drinking beer outside of like a convenience store at 9 p.m. on a Thursday.
he is being kind of obnoxious because he's an artist. He uses flowery language like watering down the wine of hope. But he does have some bona fides to speak on this topic because he's still at an indie label. He's not at Interscope anymore. The All American Rejects is under Epitaph Records. MGK is under Interscope, which is a subsidiary of Universal Music Group run by Lucian Grange. So I just want to show this reel. This is how I found out about this. They were covering this, and this guy is talking about how MGK's record label, not MGK himself, but the bigwigs at these companies are ruining the DIY nature of punk rock itself, and this needs to be rejected at all costs.
It needs to be all-American rejected.
All-American rejected, yeah.
We're entering a new phase of like the suit and tie part of the music industry, trying to capitalize and ruin something that's been DIY since the dawn of time. I'm going to show you a video, but really quick for some context. We all know that the All-American Rejects have been like bringing back the house show, right? And it's super raw and it's super organic and it's really fun. All of a sudden, MGK is doing the same thing. Before I go any further, we with MGK, okay? This isn't about MGK. It's about massive mainstream record labels trying to make a profit. So Tyson Ritter, the singer of the Rejects, posted this on his story
try to make a
last
profit.
night.
To clarify, this is no shade at any artist like MGK. This is more a slight to this big record company machine that's trying to replicate something that's been entirely organic while ignoring the purpose of it.
You can check out the full video on idobi.com or on his stories if it's still up. But there's a lot of shit that I want to say. At this exact moment, it might not seem like a huge deal, but we are opening the floodgates to a very slippery slope here. House shows are literally the soul and foundation of DIY. Do it yourself, bro. What is more do it yourself than doing it at your house? We have watched Live Nation infiltrate borderline every part of the music industry except for house shows. 10 or 15 years ago, Live Nation primarily only owned massive sized venues like arenas and amphitheaters, pretty much anything over 5 to 10,000 cap. But when you're talking about a DC or even maybe B-level mid-tier band that are playing 800 or 500 to 2,000 cap venues, they were still able to do it in a DIY or locally owned venue. And when corporations like Live Nation saw that this was like a really profitable market for the bands, they went in and bought up every club and bar in your city. So now these bands that are making $300 a night are having to give a merch cut to Live Nation. Where I'm getting bent out of shape is what's going on with the house shows if we've got Interscope or Atlantic or Sony involved in that because they're going to figure out how to make a buck. It's a bunch of dudes in suits somewhere looking at something that is wholesome and pure and DIY and saying, how can we make money off of this? I would not be surprised if a company like Live Nation started buying Airbnbs to be able to ticket and staff a show in a backyard. We can't let that happen. Not for the bands or for the fans. I don't mean to be dramatic, or maybe I do, but if we let house shows become a corporate entity, music as we know it will die. We gotta hold on to what's punk while we can.
That was hyperbolic.
This kid's a moron.
So wait, you said that DIY is not the heart and soul.
No, house shows are not the heart and soul. Like,
oh, okay.
It's like VFWs, skate parks. When people are putting on like DIY shows, they don't do them in houses. Like that was like I don't think I ever played a house show, and we played all of the DIY stuff that you can imagine. We played in bookstores, we played in VFW, skate parks. We've set up in the middle of half pipes as a metal band, right? Like that's the way that it goes. You go out and you play with hardcore bands, with punk bands, metal bands. You play these places.
Yeah.
The idea that it was house shows, I mean, that was never particularly common. This was a marketing thing for like from day one. It wasn't some kind of like
for Epitaph Records.
Yeah, it wasn't some kind of organic.
Which is owned by the guitarist from Bad Religion.
Yeah, this kid is maybe he believes what he's saying, but he's wrong.
I agreed with your take when we originally talked about the house party tour, that obviously it's not about like reigniting like the heart of like, you know, rock music or whatever. It's like obviously a promotional tour for the tour they were about to go on with the Jonas Brothers. In arenas. They were trying to do basically a guerrilla marketing campaign, and it worked. And that's fine, and everyone had fun, and but I didn't like that he was trying to act like he's above charging people for his performances when you're literally going on a tour with the Jonas Brothers right after this. Yeah. We have a 20, by the way, from Balian. Shout out to Mandy Summers and Dale Keon launching the Pit Trade paperback tomorrow. F the haters trying to sabotage this project. Hope to see you on Ballers, Brett.
On Friday. It depends on what time I get home, but it's one of those things where whenever they do that, I never ask Mandy for the link to the live stream. I always send a super chat as like my mating call to the guys over there. I say, here's $5, here's $10, and then they send me the link. So maybe I'll stop by on Friday night. I love those guys.
By the way, since Tyson Ritter wants to act like he's above charging people to see his shows, I should mention that he has an OnlyFans.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. I thought that was a joke post. That's actually real. And he did an interview where he explained his decision to start his OnlyFans with GQ.
Some schmuck in the chat just said Phil's gatekeeping hard. How am I gatekeeping? Because I'm saying that people don't that house shows were never really a big thing.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. I don't know at all. Like, people just type words that they have no idea.
You're trying to
what
keep it a secret.
Yeah, right. What kind of idiocy?
Phil
Yeah.
secretly does a house show every Friday night.
In this
So
GQ interview, they said, in the spirit of communing with fans, sans traditional gatekeeping and ticketing websites, the band is launching a new online presence on the subscription-based social platform OnlyFans, whose association with a different kind of intimacy is something we're well aware of. Tyson Ritter is a little secretive about precisely what people can expect from the All-American Rejects OnlyFans page, which is free to join and at press time nudity-free. But he is bullish on what he thinks OnlyFans can do for the band's relationship with its audience. Quote, I think most people don't realize that OnlyFans was a product of the pandemic that started as Patreon for artists, and then it was infiltrated by a genre that made it become a bit of a trope.
No,
It's a
Patreon was
platform-
Patreon for artists.
Yeah, and plenty of others as well. It's a platform that's offering an experience where the artist can set the price, and it's artists to fans. There's no middleman. There's no subscription costs unless that artist chooses to do that. That seems like a good thing. You're an idiot. What do you think OnlyFans exists
Literally,
for?
OnlyFans is the middleman.
Are you dumb?
They're the middlemen because it's a lot of people. The middle
OnlyFans.
women too.
Do you think like the CEO of OnlyFans just runs it to be a nice guy, or because he gets a cut of every OnlyFans creator's money from usually porn? You're dumb. What?
Yeah. I mean,
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
OnlyFans was trying to pivot for a long time. I'm guessing because they wanted to raise more investor capital and get away from porn, and they realized it was never going to work.
He said,
If he wanted to beat those allegations, he shouldn't have made the announcement with a shirtless photo.
right? It's nice to be supported in this wild adventure of 2025. The last 3 weeks, I don't think anybody would have expected the All-American Rejects to make a ripple ever again. And the excitement behind this whole thing is like, where else can we be disruptive? We've always been a band who's got a tongue bursting through the cheek when it comes to our music. So why not do a little peen bursting through a zipper?
Well, okay.
What did I just read?
Yeah.
Peen bursting? What?
You know, it's
he
it's
just-
one thing to talk about artistic purity when you then have to start the OnlyFans.
And they asked, what can people expect from your OnlyFans? And he said, they can expect full frontal rock and roll with all access.
Oh my God.
I mean, why don't they just start a Patreon?
When asked what that means exactly, he said, I'll leave it to the vagueness of that statement to define itself.
I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be something because otherwise they just have a Patreon.
Oh my gosh. No, he's going to be peen bursting
Of course.
through the zipper.
He's gonna show off his junk.
Yeah, so, they had me in the first half, right? I was like, this is cool. They're like throwing these house parties, getting young people out of their houses off of TikTok. They're finally interacting with other people in real life. That seems like a positive impact. But he ruined it. ruined it.
Shane the Liver says, move along to Fansley.
Oh, dark. Yeah, Tyson Ritter kind of just ruined everything that I actually initially was
He's like-
optimistic about. My optimism gone.
True artistic
Like-
integrity is to be peen bursting, not playing venues, large venues.
Yeah.
Live Nation wouldn't, stop me from peen bursting. That's what he was telling me.
Can't.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.